Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and air conditioning unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new unit, Amana offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff can help you today at Allen's Heating and Cooling. Your Amana dealer. Amana, last and last and last.
Townsend Brothers Funeral Home has been serving our community since 1937. Our family will treat your family with grace, dignity, and heartfelt sincerity with an extraordinary level of professionalism. You are our friends, and it is a privilege to take care of you and your loved one in a time of need. Townsend Brothers Funeral Home, family owned and family focused.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future? That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter, member FDIC.
Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to have with me, I'm going to have to say, a very dear friend. People ask me sometimes, they say, James, you always introduce people as your friends. I said, well, most of them are, but when they're not, I'll let you know that up front, too. You know, I'll let you have that little piece of information. But Claire and I actually met you when you was a scarecrow.
Yeah, that was the first time.
Yeah. It was. We're at the SOAR Clubhouse, where they serve a Community Service Board of Middle Georgia serves hundreds of people out of this clubhouse here on Hillcrest. And I remember back when we had the ribbon cutting, and Dr. J. Roy Rowland, which was an advocate for mental health. We miss Dr. Rowland. He was a wonderful man, great doctor, congressman, statesman. But he stood for mental health, and he was a big part of getting this done right here, because it was no easy undertaking. But you can imagine real estate on Hillcrest, what it costs. But,
Oh, yes.
But y'all have turned this into an amazing thing, and we're just in one part of it here. And I love the sign up above, success comes in cans, not can'ts. And I've always told people, can't, never, could do nothing. You know, you got to get away from those, you know, I can't do it.
Right.
Because no matter what your disability, no matter what it is, you can exceed those things if we try hard. But anyway, Claire was a scarecrow the first time I met, and I believe it was either Halloween maybe, or that was your regular attire.
We were getting ready to do our fall festival with the SOAR Clubhouse for the community and for the kids, and it was around Halloween. It was getting there. But they had, you know, asked that a few of us dress up, and I think that was my first week working there, and I was ready for it. I wanted the kids to have a great time. You know, it's not my first time dressing up as a scarecrow. I think my first interview was in that full attire.
Yeah, it was. You were interviewed in that attire. So the next time I see her, I had no idea who she was.
Right.
And I did pick up on the voice. But so what made you want to come to work here?
Well, I'll say in my own experience, as a child coming up, you know, I didn't really have a lot of support when it came to mental health or, you know, a peer environment where we could learn and grow together. And, you know, I had traditional school and my family support. And when I learned about this program, you know, it just ignited something in me. You know, I wanted to share, you know, all that I could with the children of today and our youth and young adults, you know, as others had shared with me. It wasn't until, you know, later in my adolescent teenage years that, you know, I started developing those supports. But to have a program that is readily available to help support children living with mental health challenges and youth and young adults learning how to navigate the real world with their challenges, it's been amazing to witness. And I was honored that, they thought I'd be a great fit to work with them. I've been here for the last 4 years, and it's just grown into something beautiful. And my favorite part is seeing a youth or a child come in and not having that hope, and their mind is full of the I can't, I won't be able to, I can't succeed. And then seeing that light come on them.
Oh, yeah.
After we've been working with them for a while, that light is it's amazing. And then you start to see that change happen and their abilities grow, and they start to believe, I can.
Yeah.
I can succeed. Whatever that might look like for me, I can do it. And they have the support to make that happen. That's the most rewarding thing that we get to witness through the program.
It has to be. I coach Little League ball, and last year I had an autistic child on my team, and first of the season, he couldn't hit the ball. We'd help him hit it, and he'd cry, wouldn't run to first base. And by the end of the season, I'll never forget the last game of the season, he got a hit, and I had to run with him, but he ran every base and came around there, and the smile, the radiant look on his face was, it brought me to tears, I'll just tell you. It's an emotional high that you cannot, no drug in the world where you can experience that emotional high. Fast forward to this season, when we were drafting kids, Claire, I intentionally picked, we only had one autistic child, it was a different child, and I picked him, and one of the other coaches said, James, you sure you want him? You know he's autistic. I said, oh, do I want him? Yes, I want him. This child has the biggest smile, and he looked back at the last game. I'm going to try to say it without crying, but he says, look back at the crowd, and he says, watch me now, watch me hit this. And he hit that ball, and he takes off to first base, and he just, and when I high-five him, and it's just, there's nothing like it. I could do this job. I could work here at the SOAR Clubhouse.
We'd love to have you.
I would, well, Denise has told me that quite a few times. I said, no, I got too many jobs now, but I could do this because the more you pour into these people, and that's why you say how rewarding it's been to you.
Yeah.
Did you ever think in your previous life that, and we all have a previous life. I'm talking about here on earth,
yes.
y'all. I tell people sometime, Paul in the Bible was Saul at one time. He actually killed Christians until he was saved, and he ended up, that's why he changed his name to Paul, because he turned into this pastor, this preacher. And we all had a Saul life. All of us did. It looks differently, but did you think in your Saul days that you would be a Paul?
Never. To be honest, I struggled with having hope myself, and seeing change and seeing, what could happen in my life. And through the journey of, embracing recovery and support and being allowed an opportunity to work in the mental health field, when I originally was hired, I was like, are you sure? Are you sure you want me?
You got a chance to back out.
Yeah. But, they saw something, and, that helped me see something in myself. And I never in a million years thought that I would, to me, be qualified to work in the mental health field. But, I work as a peer support, and what that means is, working shoulder to shoulder with other persons with lived experience as far as a mental health diagnosis or learning to navigate life's challenges while living with a diagnosis. And, it's been invaluable because not only do I get to pass on, hope and empowerment and encouragement to the peers I'm walking shoulder and shoulder with, they pass it to me, and it's a two-way road. And I never dreamed that there was, a profession that could happen in.
It was made for you.
It was made.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we got to take a break, but I do want to say this before we go to a commercial that it's obvious you know me good enough. I come from a family of huggers, and COVID was hard on me because my brother would always tell me, stop hugging, James, you got to stop hugging. I said, hey, it's just natural. It's not something I plan. I hug guys, girls, whatever. It don't really matter who you are, I hug people. It's just, I was raised that way. But it's funny, at the parade this past year, my wife and grandkids are over watching the parade, and here comes Claire running in the middle of the road where I'm broadcasting from, and we hug each other. And my wife told me the story after the parade. Somebody on the sideline said, Julie, who is that woman running out there hugging on your husband? She said, oh, he loves her. And they said, well, that's obvious. I mean, he loves her, but it's your husband. She said, oh, that's Claire. He loves her to death. So, but everybody is looking, you know, like, what is going on here? But it was impromptu, obviously, but we do love each other. And I think the world would be a better place if, and we talked about some of this off camera, but if we would just get away from all these national news things that divide us and divide the races and the genders and the you know, the people got and the people ain't got, and just do what we're supposed to do and love each other and help each other. And I was at Walmart yesterday getting some groceries, and this lady couldn't reach the stuff on the top, and you know, it's just natural to help her get those things down, and that's what we should do, and that's what you do every day. I believe that you're never any taller than when you reach down and you pick somebody up. You could not, nothing makes you any taller than that right there. It's just an amazing thing, and you do it every day.
Every day, and it's an honor to get to, because the power of connection knows no bounds.
No.
It doesn't see race, it doesn't see background, it doesn't say cultural beliefs, it sees, you know, a relatable plane with, you know, there's something in you that I can relate to. And, you know, I have felt or have gone through something where I did feel exactly the same way as you were feeling. And there's something so powerful about just finding that common bond.
It is. And we can all do that. Everybody watching. If you really want to, everybody can find that common bond if we look. So stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
As we age, we face more physical concerns. Rehab Advantage in Sports Medicine can help you live a more pain-free life. Back pain, stiff joints, balance concerns, arthritis, and more. Rehab Advantage in Sports Medicine can help you improve your quality of life. Call for a free evaluation today. 478-275-1800. Rehab Advantage in Sports Medicine accepts referrals from your doctor, or no referral is needed with direct access for up to 8 visits. So call for your free consultation today. 478-275-1800. Rehab Advantage in Sports Medicine, 911 Hillcrest Parkway in Dublin, or at rehabadvantagesportsmed.com.
Hi, I'm Meg Greer-Evans with Middle Georgia Estate Planning here in Dublin, Georgia. At Middle Georgia Estate Planning, we focus on estate planning, which covers the creation of wills, powers of attorney, and healthcare directives, as well as the creation of revocable or irrevocable trusts. We also specialize in elder law and can assist with guardianships and conservatorships, as well as asset protection for those that are looking to their elder years in life and wondering how they'll plan for their care. If you have any questions about estate planning or elder law, or how you can protect your assets for your care and the future of your family, give us a call at 478-272-2885.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space, so hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Spring is here and it's a perfect time to buy or sell your home or property, and great deals are popping up all over. So call agents Brian Howell, Charlene Lamb, Adam White, David Deeves, Jennifer Bradley, Mark Bateman, Jay Brantley, Jim Jarrett, Raina Dubberly, Yvonne Robertson, or broker George Durden today, and get the help you need when it comes to buying or selling your home or property. Log on to c21dublin.com. Call us at 272-1535 or stop by 1700 Veterans Boulevard in Dublin. Deal with the #1 realty company in Dublin and Lawrence County. Century 21 Durden Carnegie. Broker George Durden.
Welcome back, everybody. Continuing my conversation here at SOAR Clubhouse, Emerging Adults. Explain to our viewers exactly what is Emerging Adults.
Yeah, so the Emerging Adults program is a program that's tailored to individuals ages 16, maybe they've dropped out of school or looking to get their GED, all the way up into 30. And the reason we call it Emerging Adult is because it's a transitional program where we're helping these young adults develop their life skills so that they can look to what success means for them and then take those steps forward in becoming more independent in what that journey is. And it's a wonderful program. We do a lot in the community because we want to teach community connection, you know, and have them have the supports that they feel comfortable with when they do transition out of the program. And it's a peer-led program, so that means the peers that are leading the groups around the life skills also live with a mental health challenge. So they've learned to successfully navigate life while living with that. We utilize our certified peer specialist youth and our certified peer specialist adult to help support them along their journey. And it's amazing to witness happen. Usually they meet Monday through Friday during the week from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. They have 5 different groups throughout the day, usually revolving around life skills, coping skills. It might be learning about nutrition and healthy habits to incorporate into their lives. It might be hands-on. We help to build raised gardens a few years ago, and then of course planted in them, and they had a whole garden going. We had watermelons, zucchinis, tomatoes, but they got to learn how to do that and what that looked like, and taking care of plants so that someday when they have their own place, they might can start a garden too. And we do a lot of community partnerships, again, because we want them to have the supports when they do transition out of the program, but then also giving them that hands-on experience. We have partnerships with Company Supply, as well as Academy Sports, so that, maybe they're thinking, well, I want to get a job in this area, and I don't really know what that looks like, but I'd like to try it. So we allow them an opportunity to get that hands-on experience before actually diving all the way in to see if it's something they'd really enjoy liking. That being said, we've had several that have ended up being full-time employees with several of the companies that we have partnerships with. So it's really, and that gives our community and also an opportunity to see the growth that's happening within our young adults and be able to attest to that. And although they might be living with a mental health challenge, it doesn't deter them or turn them away or make them any different from anybody else that's working.
I did a show at Easter Seals here many years ago, and there was a gentleman in there. He was blind and in a wheelchair, and I watched that man put together pieces for F-15 fighter jets at Robins Air Force Base, and he was so excited that he had a job he could do and contribute in a way he contributed. And I thought about him. He's passed away now, but I always thought about, now here was a man who was blind and he was handicapped in a wheelchair, but he really wasn't handicapped. And of course, they had to pick him up and take him back home, obviously. But it really taught me something that anybody can contribute, no matter what you can be in a wheelchair, and you can be, and that's a pretty extreme case there, Claire, a man that can't see nothing, and he's been trained to do this part. And I watched him over and over, and I said, this guy is incredible. And every day he worked. And we got people out here, some of you watching now, that you can work and won't work. Here's a man, you know, that at the time was doing something like that. So I love programs like what we see here in Easter Seals, what we're doing to help people. And you can only imagine when they go to work, say Academy Sports, that has got to be an incredible feeling.
Oh yeah.
To be able to break out of your shell, whatever it is, and let me ask you this: with people that struggle with mental health, it's so easy, I would think, to sink into depression.
Oh yeah, definitely. And, you know, it's times like that where we offer support and encouragement, you know, and also we don't try to say, oh, well, you can come out of it. You know, we really try to get on their level, because I myself can understand what that feels like. And, you know, in those moments, maybe I just needed to feel heard by somebody. Maybe I just needed that subtle encouragement of, you know, this is hard, but, you know, I'm here with you. And, you know, it takes that getting down to each other's level, you know, to help encourage and support. And that's, I think, what we see the most throughout the Emerging Adults program is, you know, that we can understand what that struggle looks like. And we're not going to try to force you to come out of it or, you know, have false optimism. But we're going to sit there with you and embrace that struggle and help you walk it together. And that's one of the most beautiful things. I always love sharing our success stories. And there's two in particular that I'd really love to share. One is a young woman who she actually started with our Clubhouse program and then transitioned over to the Emerging Adults. And while she was starting the Emerging Adults, she didn't really have a home. She was kind of sleeping on friends' couches, moving around. She didn't really believe that she could finish out college. She had started, but she didn't really know what it was going to look like. She really wanted to get her cosmetology certification. And then she also wanted to hold a full-time job. And she just had an interview at Starbucks, and she came in and was like, you know, I don't know if I can even do this. You know, I don't have any support. I don't have anybody in my corner. You know, I don't think I'm smart enough. I don't think I'm capable. We got to watch this young woman grow to a place where now she has maintained working at Starbucks for the last 3 years. She is passing her finals to graduate with her cosmetology certification and has already taken half of her state board tests to become a full-time cosmetologist in a salon. She has her own apartment. She has her own vehicle. And she just got offered an opportunity to work at one of the local salons in Dublin as a full-time hairstylist. And this young lady started off with that belief that she wasn't going to be able to have what success looked like for her. And now she is thriving. And it has just been through us helping to support her in that.
Walking together.
Right. She took all those steps. She walked the journey, but we just were that source of encouragement and support for her.
We all need it, though.
Yeah.
We all need encouragement.
Yeah.
I mean, it really, anybody that says they don't, I don't know if they're telling the truth or not. I mean, because we all, everybody wants to be loved and to be encouraged, and we want to give it back. You know, we hear it's better to give than receive, and that's actually biblical, and it is so much better, so much better. And you had another story?
Yeah, one of ours that had started off, again, also with Clubhouse, and then ended up working as one of our supportive employees with the Emerging Adults program. Over time, you know, really developed a passion for speaking out to the children. And he ended up being hired full-time through SOAR Clubhouse to be able to be a peer leader with the children and give back in that aspect. And he had some trials with anger and, you know, navigating how to cope with it and loss in his family. And throughout all of that, he has grown into an upstanding young man that now leads by example and offers encouragement to a lot of the youth and children that we work with in the clubhouse, and is able to stand there and say, you know, I have had struggles too, and I can relate to what you're feeling right now as a child, and, you know, help to uplift them and give them, you know, that encouragement. And it's amazing to see. You know, I don't share this often, but a lot of our youth and young adults are the ones that give me encouragement every day. You know, I don't think that they realize just how much that they support me and a lot of our other employees, just by them living their best lives, and, you know, us getting to be a part of that journey and to witness that change. And that is just, it's like words can't do it any justice.
No, you can't put it in words. You know, I hear this so many times from people that help our homeless ministry that, you know, we come out wanting to bless other people, but we end up being blessed. You know, and I know they do too, and that's what you're running into here. That's why the program's a success, because of these peers that have struggled with maybe not the same thing, but have struggles in life. And we all have struggles in life. Everybody does. But to have the peer support of somebody that, it's like I visited a lady recently, her mom had died. Well, I have my mom and dad. And I told her, I said, look, I want you to know I love you, I'm praying for you, and I don't really know how you feel because I've not been there. And unless we've been there, we don't know. And a lot of these peers, these other people, y'all have been there, and now you can understand and you can empathize with these people. And I believe that's where the success of the program's coming from. Agree or disagree?
I believe you're right.
Am I on to something?
I think you're on it, James.
Well, I've watched through, ever since that ribbon cutting that day, I have followed, I don't know how many shows we've done out here. And I've seen, I tell you, we need to go back and pull them up and show you all the hairstyles of Claire. Now, my hair stayed the same, or lack of, but sometimes you've been about where I am because I keep it cut real short, and that's what you like to do. I think you was a little jealous that one time, so you shaved part of your head. I know what was up. That's right. Yeah, I'm a peer. So, but anyway, I'll tell you this. We're going to take a break and come back and wrap things up. But there's one thing that I see all the time. There's a lot of fun had out here, and at the same time, people are moving forward and learning and finding out how to have a better life. So that's what I love about it. So stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
David sells cars well at Dublin Nissan.
Scott sells cars well at Dublin Nissan.
Dylan sells cars well at Dublin Nissan.
We do cars well every day at Dublin Nissan.
MedFirst is committed to service and quality care. Located on Hillcrest Parkway near Fairview Park Hospital, we're built on the philosophy of continually providing new and effective services to meet the healthcare needs of the communities we serve. We have a complete inventory of all the latest in-home medical equipment and appliances. Also, the latest technology in seat lift chairs is displayed in one of the largest medical showrooms anywhere. MedFirst has become a leader in sleep therapy services in the Middle Georgia area, as well as home respiratory services. We have staff on call to help you at any time, day or night. So call us today at 478-274-1900 or come by and see us at 1204 Hillcrest Parkway.
Georgia Military College is a 2-year associate's degree granting institution. We are an open admissions college. What that means is all you need to do is have a high school diploma or a GED to get accepted into GMC. We offer several associate's degree programs, including business administration, pre-nursing, psychology, criminal justice, as well as education. We offer classes during the morning, evening, and at night. We even offer some weekend classes. We offer online classes as well as in-seat classes, whatever is convenient for you and your schedule. We are located at 200 South Jefferson Street in Dublin, Georgia. If you want a great education with small class sizes, affordable tuition, we would love to see you here. Stop by to see us or give us a call. Start here, go anywhere. Georgia Military College, Dublin campus.
Jason services cars well at Dublin Chevrolet.
Eli sells cars well at Dublin Chevrolet.
Rob Houston sells cars well at Dublin Chevrolet.
Dylan sells cars well at Dublin Chevrolet.
We do cars well every day at Dublin Chevrolet.
Hey, I'm Heather Harrison.
And I'm Kim Bracewell.
And I've been a member of Fairview Fitness Center for 10 years.
And I've been a member for over 20 years.
We love taking the strength training class here. The energy from the teachers is just fantastic.
And also, I play racquetball and would love to have you come play racquetball with us.
So come join us at Fairview Fitness Center.
Welcome back, everybody. If you're just joining us, I'm here at the SOAR Clubhouse, and we have a lot of activity going on. And if you are just joining us, we'll air this program again, or you can go to our YouTube channel at TV35 and check it out. Claire, in the last 90 days, we've had over 1 million people visit our YouTube channel. So a lot of people, especially your age, younger people, watch TV differently on iPad, iPod, iPhone, whatever. I've seen that over the last few years. And that's why it's grown so much, because we are in a different, even like newspapers, people my age want to hold it in their hand. People your age, if you're going to read it, you're going to pull it up on some electronic device. And speaking of that, tell me what, as we was walking through the different, and look, if you come out here, if you have a situation where you need the help of the Community Service Board of Middle Georgia, you know, we can help here. And there's so many activities going on in so many buildings. We're in just one of them here. We picked the quietest one, and we don't know at any time it could be unquiet. Yeah. But we walked through one of the rooms a while ago, and there were a bunch of people on computers. What's going on there?
So the ones that we have in we call that the OWL room. And what they're doing is, from the groups that they've had with Clubhouse over the last few days, they're documenting what those notes look like. And when I say notes, I mean the responses of the children. So how they responded to the skills that they were taught, or the things that they learned in the groups that they had that day. So they're putting those responses in so that we can document their progress and see how they've learned and grown over the years.
Kind of like a diary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go back and see, and they can, their growth. Because if you don't chart that growth, there's no bar there to compare to. You don't know where you've gone, and some people may think, well, this hasn't helped me. Well, no, let me show you this. Exactly. You were here, and now you're here.
Exactly.
And y'all do all kind of activities. I came in one day, y'all, this is a true story. Some of my true stories aren't true. But this one's true. I came in one day and tried to talk to Claire. She don't pay me no attention. I'm actually kidding about that part. But y'all were about to load up and go fishing.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going fishing for? I love to fish now, and I love to eat fish.
So we have a lot of our children and youth and young adults that, you know, maybe never had the opportunity to go fishing. And so when we do a lot of our trips, we want to make sure that it's something that they're going to gain from, you know, that they're going to have that experience with. And we were able to go to Maria Williams' Grace Place in Eastman. She's got several ponds out there, and she let us come out there and bring all the fishing rods and all the worms. We had to get worms. And, it was
Can you bait a hook?
Yes,
you bait a hook?
Yes,
okay.
I can bait a hook.
Okay.
I'll tell you, James, our peers had to teach me how to bait a hook because I've never known before, but they did. And after I got it, I got it. And then they taught me how to cast. I mean, they were the ones showing me how to do it.
Yeah.
But we had so much fun, you know, and it was that fellowship with one another. You know, it was an opportunity to learn a life skill, you know, something that if they're going through something, they can take that fishing rod, go out to a pond, and just kind of let their mind go while they're fishing. And I'll tell you, after that first fish was caught, everybody was about catching a fish.
It was on.
We had buckets of fish. We brought back 3 of those gallon buckets full of fish, because they couldn't stop catching them.
Yeah.
And it was so exciting. You know, we'd all celebrate when one caught one. And even for some of those that didn't catch one, you know, we took turns and teaching one another and sitting with each other. And it was a wonderful experience. And they still talk about it. They still talk about how much fun they had.
That is so good.
Yeah.
And it's a good team building exercise, how to lean on each other, encourage each other, the camaraderie. There's so many things comes out of it.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that you actually learned how to bait that hook. Julie, my wife's editing this material, as you know, but I married a city girl. She was a city girl right out of Hollywood, Florida. And she modeled growing up, and just, you know, she was that prim and proper city girl. And I remember the first time I took her out to the pond fishing, and she wouldn't touch the creek. We were fishing with crickets. She wasn't putting that cricket on there. Fast forward a couple of months, she done went to town, Roaches, I think it was Roaches, and bought her a big old thing of boots. And I come home, and she's out there, got her boots on, done baited her on hook, catching fish. Now, she ain't cleaned one yet, but she didn't need me anymore after that first, because she had made up her mind she was going to do it herself. But, you know, we can stretch ourselves, all of us.
Yeah.
I don't care where you're at on the bar of life. You can always. I trained salesmen through the years, and I'm a country boy, obviously, anybody that knows me, but I always have a saying that says, when you're green, you grow, and when you're ripe, you rot. And you talk about those tomatoes a while ago. You know, when you're green, you're still growing.
That's right.
And I don't ever want to be that person. I'm 63, and I don't ever want to reach an age where I say, I don't need to do that. You know, I know all that. Keep stretching. If we woke up this morning, if you're watching now, you woke up this morning, God's still got a plan for you. That's right. And you need to move forward. If you're hurting this morning, whether it's physically, get up and move forward. If it's mentally, get up and move forward. And there's a number been on the screen there as Claire and I have been talking, and you call that number. And we'll get you in, and we've got counselors waiting. I know a lot of these men and women, they are phenomenal. They're trained at helping you. And if you need us here at the SOAR Clubhouse, no matter where you fall in that age group, we'll handle all that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You make the first step. You call the number, and I think I'm right here, Monday through Friday. Erica is in the backdrop. She'll holler if I get this wrong. So if you hear somebody screaming in the back, you say James got it wrong. But in Building 1 at Mental Health, at the back gate of the VA, you'll see all the buildings. But at Building 1, most every morning you can just walk in. And they will get you in and get it started. You got to start somewhere. Right. So I've not heard a yell or a holler, so I think I'm pretty sure on that. As much as I'm at Mental Health, and they've helped me quite a bit, so you know I can actually sit here and talk to Claire now.
Yeah.
But so before we close, anything you want to say to someone watching right now that's struggling to maybe get out of the house or to hold down a job, what would you say to that person?
I just want to say, you know, in the dark times, and this is from my own experience, in the dark times is where we have a unique opportunity to grow. And you're not alone. You are not alone. There are people out here in this world that genuinely care for whatever that challenge looks like. And we're here for you. It may be through the Community Service Board of Middle Georgia. It may be through your local health department. It might be through family. But my biggest thing is get connected. Get connected with someone that you feel like you can be heard by. That is the biggest thing. And that might be one of your closest friends, if nobody else. But just remember that you're never alone. I don't know what it is that anyone might be going through, but those times where strangers came up to me when I was in my darkest day and would remind me that I'm not alone, that there is hope. believe it or not, those strangers had no idea the impact that they left with me that day. It gave me another opportunity to take a step forward when at my lowest point I thought there was no hope. So get connected, reach out, because we have people reaching back in this world. There is still love, and it is very, very much alive. And, you know, we have genuine hearts that care.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And we could stay here for days and talk about the success stories. And but I got to share this with you, Claire, before we go. But I had a situation about 5 years ago. I'm at Walmart, and this guy recognized me off TV, and he had just got a bad diagnosis at the doctor. It was not good. And he had stopped by Walmart to walk around because he was scared to go home, and he didn't know how to tell his family. And so he starts telling me this story in Walmart. I remember where I was at. I can see it right now, right where the paper towels are. And he said, Mr. Dill, I watch you on TV. I can tell you're a praying man. He said, when you pray next time, will you pray for me? Because I'm just lost right now. I don't know what to do. And I said, yeah, absolutely. But let's pray right now. And I did. And when I opened my eyes, tears were just rolling down his face. And we talked a little more, and he left. And I continued to pray for him. And fast forward 5 years. And I did a show here, I think it was last month, maybe, a couple months ago. And this guy, I didn't know it was him, but he walks in the door. He's one of the people I'm interviewing over this particular product. And he looks at me, he said, Mr. Dill, you remember me? And I said, I don't really know. He said, I run into you at Walmart one day. I said, oh my gosh, I know exactly who you are. It all come back to me that quick. But, and we just had a good visit, a good talk, and he told me what that meant to him. He was a total stranger to me, but listening to you and those of you that are watching, and if we talked about 1 million people in 3 months watching us on YouTube, and over 40,000 households out there right now watching. There's somebody watching right now. You're sitting there at home now and you're struggling with mental health problems. And you think you're all alone, but you're not. And if you've heard anything Claire said, and trust me when I tell you this, we're not brain surgeons or nothing, but Claire can help you as a peer and help you advance further than you ever thought you could advance. Way further than you ever thought you could go. And you've heard a few success stories, but we could go on and on with this. Lives are being changed here. And you can count on that, and your life could be the next one changed. Your life could be the next one to come in and have the support of the Community Service Board of Middle Georgia. And from the top, from the CEO of Denise Forbes, all the way down to the lady that cleans the building over at Building 1, she is the sweetest woman I've ever met. And I love visiting with her when I drop in on them about once a week. I have to make sure they're all working.
Keep us in check.
That's right. Yeah, I'm taking notes, writing names down. So, but anyway, trust me, there's somebody on your side. You're not alone. You're not alone. And I know you think you are right now. And before you watched this show, you knew you were. Now you know you're not, because somebody's told you that. So take that number down. We're going to give you just a few more seconds to grab a pen and write that number down. You can call us, or like I said, you can come to Building 1 over at CSB and get help. But Claire, while they're writing that number down, I always enjoy talking to you, and whether we're hugging at the parade or, and I think that day really it was to keep warm because I was freezing.
I think I knew that.
And you was freezing, so you said, oh, I'll just jump on, we'll hug right quick.
That's right.
So, but it worked out both ways because it was brutally cold.
Yeah.
It was brutally cold. That's about the coldest I've been in a long time.
Yeah,
and I was dressed warm, I was still cold. But anyway, I always enjoy talking to you. Thank you for what you do, though.
Thank you for having me, James. I enjoy our conversations every time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Claire, and thank you today for watching us right here on TV 35.
As a small business owner, when I first bought the company, I had so much on my plate and was worried about what to do next. One thing I didn't have to worry about was health insurance for my employees. Darren came in, laid it out, and just made the process so simple. He'll come, sit down, explain each plan, each option, and it's just been a great relationship. Darren's the type of guy that if it's a good fit, he'll tell you. He's not going to try to sell you something that's not good for you.
Well, Mike and his team have been clients for a long time, and it's just like working with family. My first paying job, I worked at Piggly Wiggly here in Dublin as a bag boy. So things have come full circle that I get to work with Mike and his employees, and we do our very best to answer their questions, fill their needs, and we work out things on an individual basis.
Dealing with Darren is not just Darren by himself. He has his family around him and other team members that we can depend on. We can pick up the phone, call Allison or any of them and get the same professional care. If you're a small business owner in this area, you owe it to yourself to sit down and give Darren a chance to show you what he can do for your business.
They're just really great guys to work with and part of our family as well. Local and loving it.
Since 1967.
The tradition continues.
It's planting season at Roach Farm and Garden. Plant your fruit trees now. Roach Farm and Garden has fruit trees as low as $32.99. Blueberry bushes, winter veggies, even have some seed potatoes left. Don't wait for them weeds to come up. Spray now for them summer weeds. Soil test, soil test, soil test. Bring your results by and we will get you exactly what you need. From lime to fertilizer and all to weed prevention. Roach Farm and Garden will carry it all. If you priced eggs lately, Roach Farm and Garden has brooders, pens, waters, and feeders. Roach Farm and Garden has rabbits, chicks coming soon. Go ahead and stock up on feed. At Roach Farm and Garden, we have feed for just about everything. Is hunting season really ever over? The answer is no. Roach Farm and Garden has Boss Bug feeders, a huge selection of deer feed, salt blocks, and trophy rock. Remember, do it right, do it smart. Roach Farm and Garden, 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.
Progressive Rural Telephone Co-op offers a full range of communication products and services to its members in Lawrence County and surrounding areas. We take pride in being your total communications provider, and we work hard to provide quality services at the best prices. In addition to offering phone service, we provide high-speed internet and digital high-def TV. And we always strive to put our members first. Progressive Rural, your total communications company. Small enough to know you, large enough to serve you. ProgressiveTel.com. Call 478-984-4201 or stop by 890 Simpson Avenue in Renss. Progressive Rural Telephone Co-op.